you learn about site injection?
Site injection can be better than local. I guess what do you call it? General? What do you
I would
call
say
it?
it's like a systematic
Sub-Q.
Sub-Q.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
I got a buddy. He's probably gained 15 pounds.
Okay.
He's on a cocktail now.
Oh, what do we got?
He's got Retta.
Okay. And for those who don't know what Red is, Retta True Tide. Yeah.
He's got Mott C.
Okay.
He's got.
I'm not familiar with Mott C.
It's just basically a signal reactor for your mitochondria to outperform. So like basically your energy expenditure increases.
Interesting.
Without you actually doing anything. There's two ways of that happening. One is by increased heart rate. So things like Clen.
Yeah.
Increase your heart rate.
Yep.
And then
ephedrine also does it.
Ephedrine also does it, but not at that level.
No.
But what Mott C does is it doesn't raise your heart rate, which is better for, longevity wise.
Yeah.
But it
does, increases like your resting, whatever what's that term? That's like like if you go on Renfo right now, there's like a number that'll tell you like what your energy expenditure is, like 1,800 calories or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So what do they call that? Daily expenditure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I thought I had another name.
And essentially, the only reason Mott C is bad is when you do go through the route of increasing efficiency of your mitochondria, the toxicology behind it is worse because if your body at balance, at equilibrium, you obviously, as you're using your mitochondria to expedite more energy into something, you're gonna have more toxins coming out of that reaction.
Sure.
When you increase it like super physiologically like this, not only do you get more toxins in your system, but it also puts stress on your kidney and liver to get rid of the toxins.
Right.
So people have said subjectively, like their piss smells different.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Their poos smell different. And essentially, that's what it is. CJC 1298.
Yep. 1295.
1295 plus ipamorelin.
They're
both just GH.
Yep.
If you use them together, they are
very
synergistic.
Very common to have them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to get the no DAC because the DAC is it's extended release versus the no DAC is like right away.
Right.
He's doing 3 shots a week. 2 shoulders and 1 quad every week.
Yeah.
He's down a couple pounds. He feels great. The craziest part of it is that he was eating like 4 or 5 meals a day. He's a big eater.
Yeah.
Now he's down to like 2 meals.
I was going to say the other thing too that I don't know what his diet is like, but people that are on GLP agonists will notice that they have a very high sensitivity towards high fatty foods, where it will make them nauseous to the point of throwing up. Your tolerance for how much fat you can eat in a single meal goes down on Sema, Tirza, Retta, all these things.
Yeah.
Alcohol as well is a challenge. You
can't have alcohol.
Exactly. I mean, ideally don't have it at all. But if you do, you have to restrict it like crazy amounts. Like if you used to drink like, I don't know, like a 6-pack, barely do like a beer.
There's another issue with having Retta on. Do you have your phone on you?
Sure.
Go to Grok.
Gemini could, because I pay for Gemini, so I got Gemini, like whatever the fuck it is.
How much you pay for Gemini?
$10.
That's it?
Might be a bit more, 15. I got to take a look. You know what it was? I signed up with a free trial and never canceled. They got me.
You got the VO3?
Yeah, I got everything. I got deep search. I got the whole thing. I can go pro if you want.
I don't think it's $10.
There's only one paid thing for Gemini.
There's a deal right now, $170 for 3 months.
No. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. You either didn't get the full thing or you're not paying $10.
No, I did. It's $20. Nice. Sick.
Yeah, $20 for what?
For Gemini Advanced, it's just the one tier. They don't have tiers for this. It's not like ChatGPT where it's like you get.
No, I know, but
different
do you
tier.
have VO3?
I have everything that comes with everything that in the Gemini suite I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Search this up. How much is VO3 monthly? I'd be shocked if it's $20. Get it right now. I'm using the trial version till fucking
Yeah, it's
mid-Jan.
$20. Yep. Access to Google's. It's funny. You know what's hilarious about this is because it's Google that I'm searching on, and the AI search is Gemini. It's just funny. Anyways, access to Google's VO3 AI video generator is available through monthly subscription plans, including Google AI Pro for $19.99 a month for VO3 fast access, and Google AI Ultra for $250 a month for full access. So I have VO3 more than free, but not unlimited. I do remember that the video generation. I do have VO3, but it's not like studio quality.
So I guess I'm gonna sign up for the one that's 170 for the Ultra.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get across. Because I was like, I looked at it with Rebecca, and I was like, this looks like $250 a month.
Yeah.
And they're giving some crazy
for the full.
discount.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. That's not bad, but that's per month. Because this $250 is $250 per month.
Yeah, but right now they have a deal. It's $170 for 3 months.
Well, that's a crazy deal. You'd be stupid not to take it. Yeah.
Crazy
if it is for 3 months. Oh, I see. A trial discounts may be available for the first few months. Yeah, definitely do it. But watch out and cancel because that's hefty. $250 a month for something you might not be using.
Well, we've
a
just
lot.
been using it for fucking ads.
Yeah.
For
no, it's
videos
good. For
and
even
stuff like that.
honestly, even VO3 Fast is pretty good. I tried it. I mean, it comes out decent. Like we can try right now. I'll send
It's
it.
limiting. It's limiting on the actual. So
No, but I'm saying it's more because I have. It's better than free. What I have is more than.
I know
free.
you don't have the free one.
No,
but there is limitations if you don't have the Ultra.
Correct.
So with the Ultra, I think you can do like minute-long videos.
No longer than that even. I think.
No, you can do it as long as you want. But I'm just saying with the without the Ultra, it limits you to like about 30 seconds to a minute.
Something like that. Yeah, I tested it when it first came out.
So
but
what I was thinking is get the VO3.
Yeah.
We could literally take our audio.
Oh, and
you turn it into a cartoon.
Yeah.
Because that's
basically
that's what those guys are doing. I'm just trialing some other shit from China. There's like a Benji 3.6. There's some other shit that's like not bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the problem with all these trial and errors AI stuff is like, if you don't know what's good,
yeah,
you're gonna spend a lot of money trying to find out what's good.
100%. What was I looking up on Grok that I'm gonna look up on Gemini? Something about Retta?
Reactions between having alcohol daily and using retatrutide.
Okay.
Because you might have some side reactions.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Retatrutide. Combining daily alcohol consumption with retatrutide, an experimental triple agonist, can be a tricky mix. Because Retta is still in clinical trials, phase 3 as of 2026, much of what we know comes from its predecessors like semaglutide and tirzepatide, as well as early Retta data. Daily drinking while on this medication can lead to several specific physical and metabolic effects. Severe nausea and vomiting, acid reflux, and interference with weight loss and metabolic resistance.
That's what it was. It was gastrointestinal
gastrointestinal effects, but those ones that I mentioned, like the nausea, the vomiting, like you're pretty sensitive to that.
And my buddy tells me that he's like, dude, I have like diarrhea every day from the Retta.
Well, yeah, if your diet's shit, it'll
his diet. He's on. I don't know what his diet was before, but he's on one of our other buddies. True North.
Yeah.
They offer that, like, that's our close buddy. We've known him for like a decade.
Yeah.
So we just try to go to his MMA gym, but he has meal prep. $15 a meal.
Yeah.
Calculated with carbs, sugar, all that.
That's good. Yeah.
And he's just been eating that, and he's just like, dude, I've just been fucking. He's like, my metabolism's gone up. I'm like, how do you know? He's like, I'm taking like 2-3 shits a day.
That's weird.
Right? 2-3 shits a day. And he's just like, it always feels like I'm not having enough fiber or something.
Actually, yes. Good point. One thing that people don't know about the Sema, the Tiers, all these, is your fiber intake needs to be really good. Like you need to like up it. If you have like shit fiber and you kind of just get by, being on these things, you need to have a higher fiber intake. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's another one.
So isn't it interesting? I think you yourself, I mean, I think you were kind of not against biohacking, but you weren't like a fan.
I
'Cause
don't
think
like
the original
guys.
biohacking was like me.
I don't like the guys that make it their identity. Guys like Brian Johnson who take it to the extreme. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're doing 50 million things. He literally takes what, like 40 pills a day, some bullshit like of like vitamins and minerals. All this. He does all this work to look worse than a guy in the Mediterranean who's eating fucking pasta and getting sun. Like fuck
Pull
you.
up a picture of Brian Johnson.
Fucking looks like a vampire.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
Like, come on, man.
Pull it up. The only thing I have against that, your biological age, a lot of that is, yeah, it's diet and lifestyle and stuff like that. But a lot of that is, it's genetics.
Yes.
Like most of that.
I'll do that right there. There you go.
Perfect. Put a picture of him up later.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of that is genetic, and I don't think the amount of money he's spending on that stuff is actually valuable towards shaving on biological age. But biological age is like it's like that old saying. Like my grandparents lived to be like 90, 100 years old.
Yeah.
They're smoking packs of cigarettes a day,
Yeah,
and then you got like my site CSO had a fucking stroke. Doesn't smoke, doesn't drink.
No, I know. And like that, and the thing is, I'm not trying to make extreme examples here. Like, I'm not trying to say that, you absolutely shouldn't be into biohacking or, everybody who does biohacking is stupid. That's not my point. But your point was you're like, oh, like you were like, again. I just don't like guys that make it everything.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate the guys and girls who fucking put the work in to figure out what will work for the rest of us. Because obviously someone had to do this. Like someone had to put in the work, inject themselves and figure out whatever. And then, eventually make it legit. So in that sense, I appreciate it. But I also don't think that there's people out there who are very gullible and they'll see stuff like this biohacking, whatever. And they will put in way too much money, way too much time and effort into this stuff, thinking it's going to solve all their problems. And I think that's the part that's dangerous. If you're a relatively smart person, and you look at this with some amount of skepticism, you're like, okay, I could see how this works, or like whatever, like interesting. Maybe I try it, and then you do, and you're like, it's good. Okay, fine. You're being healthy. You're being skeptical. Cool. But if you just like, if it just becomes you, that's when I think it's a bit much.
I think the initial one was when I was like 21, and I was looking around, and everybody that was blasting gear or just cycling, even, they just looked older.
Yeah. You ever seen that clip of Joey Swole?
Yeah.
And he's at the gym and he's like, yo, are you natty or not? And the guy looks at him and he's like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And he's like,
it wasn't Joey Swole.
Yeah. Oh, no, Joey Swole. What's the other guy? The guy who goes around saying natty or not. What's his name? White dude.
He doesn't do that. Now he's all about the Jews.
Yeah. No, it's true. Now he is.
Yeah,
this is an older clip. This is an older clip. It's an older clip. But what's his name? You're right. Joey Swole's the guy's like the talking head, and he like talks about like shit that happens. People send him some clips. God damn. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We don't need to plug him in necessarily. But yeah, like that clip, I've seen that where the guy's like, "What do you think? I'm 21, losing my hair, fucking all this, or whatever."
No chance.
Yeah, exactly.
No chance.
So I've seen what you're talking about, where it's like homeboy is like 20, and all of a sudden you're like, "Dog, you don't look 20. You look like fucking 35."
Last little bit. I got into
meth.
No,
Nice.
I got into. We'll talk about that. That's probably the second last.
I know
bit.
that's what.
But the last bit, I got into 2 drugs that are
just got into drugs.
A little bit interesting. I read up on C-Lank and C-Max.
C-Max. Whoa, aren't those? Isn't C-Max a SARM?
No.
What is C-Max?
It's an artificial peptide.
Okay.
So just do a quick little summary on Grok or ChatGPT or whatever the fuck, whatever liberal nonsense you're following on. I gotta give you.
It's all Jewish, man. It's all Jewish. ChatGPT.
We're all Jews.
Everything.
You gotta know. I got the hair.
Except for Grok, I guess maybe not.
What are you talking about? He's a South African Jew that's connected to Jews. He went to Hebrew school. Elon Musk went to Hebrew school.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Bro, Peter, you think you're gonna have connections to Peter Thiel and not swear to the Talmud?
Elon Muskstein?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Cmax is a synthetic peptide originally developed in Russia during the 1980s. It is a derivative of, I can't even say this, ACTH, but is designed to provide neuroprotective and cognitive benefits without the hormonal side effects of the original hormone. In Russia, it is a prescription medication used to treat stroke and brain trauma, while elsewhere it is primarily known as a nootropic, which is a cognitive enhancer. So this is a brain drug, essentially. Brain peptide.
Read the part it says about the
How it works? Or
neuron, the BDPN or
I see
whatever
it.
the fuck.
Neurogenesis and plasticity. It significantly increases levels of brain-derived neurotropic factor, a protein that acts like a fertilizer for the brain, helping to grow new neurons and strengthen synaptic connections. It's pretty cool.
Now read C-Lank.
C-Lank. How do I spell that?
SELANK.
SELANK? Sounds like a drink.
Selank. Let me get a Selank on the rocks.
Selank is a synthetic neuropeptide often called the anxiolytic or anti-anxiety sister to Cmax. While Cmax is designed for upregulation, focus, and energy, Selank is designed for downregulation, calm and stress relief. It is a synthetic version of tuftsyn, a natural peptide in the human body that plays a role in the immune system. Main benefits include anxiety relief, mood stabilization, cognitive support, immune system support, and neuroprotection. Oh, interesting. So I'll read this part. One of its main methods on how it works is GABA modulation. It acts as a positive allosteric modulator of GABA receptors, the brain's primary off switch for stress. Anybody who's listening to this probably heard of GABA. Like it's in every fucking stress calm gummy pill that you'll see on like a natural food section.
It's not very bioavailable.
No, which is why people take it as a supplement.
Do you know what's the best availability for C-Lank and C-Max? Don't look it up.
No. I don't know any of these drugs, so I wouldn't
what
know
do you
the
think?
question. No idea.
Nasal.
Oh, really?
Nasal has the best
I see it right
absorption.
there.
Yeah.
Administration and safety format. Most commonly used as an intranasal spray, which allows for it to cross the blood-brain barrier quickly. Makes sense.
And if you cross the blood-brain
Blood-brain barrier
barrier quickly,
yeah,
this means that it is not taxifying on your kidney or
yeah, that
liver.
makes sense. That makes sense.
So if we want to go up down on what's the most taxing, it'd be like halotestin orals, any kind of steroid or orals, corticosteroid injections. Then it goes anabolics injections. Then it goes peptides, GH, all that. Then it comes to nasal. Nasal. The only problem with nasal, it's like doing blow. The problem with doing blow is not that you can't do more blow. It's that you get nosebleeds.
Yeah. Well, eventually you gotta deviate a septum too.
Yeah, because it's
literally
corrosive.
puncture. Yeah,
it's corrosive.
Literally puncture your fucking walls.
I used to date a girl I saw later in life, and her nose literally just shifted down because she had no more of that shit.
Cocaine nose is crazy. There's another guy who went too crazy and it collapsed. His nose literally collapsed because the cartilage that supports your nose, especially the tip, just fucking
corroded.
Gone. And then what happens? You fucking get like on it.
Yeah.
There's that famous comedian had that problem. Saturday Night Live, Jew, curly hair.
A lot of them. I don't know.
Fat dude. He was really like big back in the day. Anyways, I think you know who I'm talking about.
Something Carlin? No,
not George Carlin.
No, who's that? Who's that fat guy?
Look it up. Fat SNL comedian.
He's a comedian.
Cocaine.
All-time comedian.
Yeah, no, he is. No, it's not Chris Farley.
I thought it was Chris Farley. That's what I thought.
It's another. It's newer than Chris Farley.
Chris Farley did a lot of blow.
John Belushi.
Show me a pic.
Let's see. I think it's
John Belushi.
No, wrong guy. No, wrong guy. Fuck.
From the Mob?
Yeah. No, wrong guy. What? Mob? He was a comedian. John. You don't know John Belushi?
Isn't Belushi dead?
Yeah. Farley's dead. Belushi's all these guys.
Yeah, but Farley died from obesity and cocaine.
Didn't he also die from? No, he literally died from an accidental overdose of cocaine and morphine.
Never do downers and uppers.
Being fat probably doesn't help your cause, but definitely that's gonna fuck your shit up.
Speaking of fucking cocaine, I did Adderall yesterday at 7:30 a.m. I told you guys.
Yes, you did.
One of the most. I don't think it's a limitless drug at all. Have you done Adderall?
No, but I heard that's the closest thing to the movie Limitless that we
I'll
have.
explain why
available.
it's not like limitless. So, I think you're a pretty motivated person generally. Uh, I'm a very motivated person myself. So, like, motivation has two parts to it. It's like intent
Mm.
and action.
Mm.
So, like, what you want to do and what you accomplish.
Yeah.
Is two-sided. With Adderall, if you don't have intent, it doesn't give you intent to
Right.
do something.
Right.
So you could sit on your phone and just like videos
Yes,
on
for
Instagram.
like 10 hours straight. Yep.
And the appetite suppressor, it's a stim. So it's a
Yes.
stimulant. So you just feel like you're like peak.
Mhm.
I took a flashlight to my eyes just to see how dilated they were.
That's hilarious.
Dude, even now, I'm still like, I wouldn't say jittery because I do well with, I have good drug tolerance, but generally, I would say never do this. I can't imagine, I can't imagine anybody who would want to do this like long term. Like, how can you do 30 milligrams long term?
People who have legit problems will the only people who can support this long term.
Psychologically, I don't want to fucking be one of these guys, be like, oh yeah. But like,
it's the same people that like, get on like SSRIs and whatever. It's like a normal person to take these things, it's going to feel really different than like a person who's like got some sort of imbalance or like need for this. Right?
When I was younger, like 15, I had a hard time like sitting down. So my mom took me to a fucking therapist, and they did all these little bullshit tests, and they said, oh yeah, your son's got ADHD.
Right.
I don't think that shit's actually it's an effective thing to combat ADHD. Because it says like for people who have ADHD, it might make it easier for your brain to have proper activity, proper signaling, proper dopamine levels to where it's supposed to be at, so it balances out your ADHD. Well, technically not really. Yesterday I was fucking out of the gills. Today I had like probably half an hour of sleep last night. Dude, I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm like just busting nuts all day, work around the house. But you need intent. If you don't have intent, I don't think any of this stuff's gonna help. Even Ritalin.
Well, it's all it's a Dexedrine, Ritalin, Adderall. They're all the same family of drugs. I haven't tried any of these. But in school, I remember the guys that would experiment with it to try and get through like whatever.
I wouldn't recommend it. I got like 30 pills of it. I'm not probably ever gonna use it. Xanax is another one. I would never.
Well, that's a downer.
Yeah, but like it. I don't know, man.
Bro,
like
unless you're like freaking
it doesn't
out,
make me sleep. It doesn't.
Really? Doesn't zone you out.
No, I'm pretty focused on Zen.
Interesting.
Like I don't know. I tried it a few times because Vic always swears up and down by, oh, I took a Zen one on the airplane. Like,
yeah, well, the homeboy gets flight anxiety. You don't. So like, if you taking it is,
but it doesn't even make me sleepy.
Yeah, well, it's not supposed to make you sleepy.
No, it's supposed to make you like peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
if you're already fine, then what?
Well, it's still supposed to like
I
anybody.
know, but
anybody. Like, if I give it to my dog, it's supposed to make her
I
like.
give it to my dog.
It's supposed to calm her down.
You're gonna have her drooling on the floor.
I don't know. I haven't really seen the results. And the other thing I was gonna say is like most of these drugs, I don't think anything is a miracle drug.
No, definitely not.
Every time I've tried something, it's always been a little bit of a disappointment. Where it's like, you do it and then you're like, well, fuck, man, I was promised the promised lands. And then now
this is just marginally okay.
it just felt like I was on the bike yesterday. I was working out because I was like, in my mind, I'm like, what's a better way of calming down?
Yes.
It's like, I have to hit the gym. So yesterday we did a bunch of cleanup around the house, all this shit. And then I'm like, yo, let's go to the gym. Went to the gym, hour and a half. Rebecca's like, I'm tired. I'm like, I'm ready to go again. So we end up going to the pool.
Yeah.
I do like 10 laps in the pool with the fins because I got fins now.
Nice.
Do the fins, go to the sauna, another half an hour in the sauna, jacuzzi, come back home, check my pulse, 125, resting. Perfect.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, bro.
That's hilarious.
What do you think of these Somalis taking all our neighbors' monies? Our
I think
U.S.
it's
citizen.
I looked into that too. Nick Shirley to me has always been a bit of a fucking tool. I think he.
I like his. He had his like little outro video. It was like, I'm Nick Shirley. I'm like, oh, this is lit, man.
He's very rage baity towards the left, and he's very satisfying to the right. I'll say to make it nice. I think a lot of the stuff they puts out is with a specific intent, and what I find a bit kind of like shyster about him is that he proclaims this idea that he's like the neutral journalist. Like everything he does is like, you know, in the middle. Like it's all what, but that's not exactly true. Like this guy very clearly is on the right, which is fine. There's people on the right, people on the left. That's cool. But to say that you are a neutral party when in reality most of your shit is like trying to rage bait one side and trying to like appease the other, I don't think that's a very honest thing to do. If you're trying to claim that you are an honest person, if you don't, fuck it, whatever. I'm not gonna antagonize you about that. This guy does a lot of videos where he just does that shit. He'll go up these rallies, Antifa rallies, and he asks specific questions to incite a response. Right? He doesn't do this towards the other side. He'll go to make sure he can get some content. The issue with this Minnesota Somali daycare situation, there's a lot. I don't even know where to begin. If you go to any daycare, if you right now, you as Armand or me as Hector, were to just go to a daycare with two guys, a camera, some security, and we just ask to see the kids, what self-respecting daycare is going to let you in? Are you fucking kidding me? You're just going to be filming minors? Absolutely not. No daycare that's worth their money is going to just let you in as a stranger. Like, what? Where the fuck? Like, you're not a news group. You're nothing, right? And it's like, you're just going to walk in with these random fucking Sony cameras that are here and be like, hey, let's see the kids.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like, are you a pedophile? Are you a criminal? Like, who the fuck are you?
I think the problem was a little different than that. I think the problem initially was these guys weren't open during their active hours, and a lot of them were closed. And yes, I think you're correct. Like if you're walking into a random fucking day,
let's see the kids. Like, what the fuck?
But it's not just Nick Shirley. That's the problem. I think that was the set where it started it. I think there's some truth to it being over. It's a hyperbole, right?
I'll make it bigger. Okay, fine. So to get away from the Nick Shirley, whatever. Let's move away from that. Let's make it bigger. This whole thing of fraud in Minnesota has been under investigation already, and it's ongoing. Like this isn't something that is being swept under the rug or no one's looking at or no one's being fined or going to jail. People have gone to jail. People are being fined. People are being investigated. Like this isn't news.
I think it's so, highlighted though.
No, because his thing when he was saying he's like, no one's looking at this, no one's under trouble, blah, all these people, all these memes about like, oh, I want to make some money, I'm gonna like open a Somali daycare.
I put some of that.
Yeah, no, I get it, it's funny.
Yeah.
But like that's the point that they're making is that no one's looking at this, and it's like the liberals and Tim Walz and blah blah blah, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting comment about this saying that this is a very convenient distraction from our boy Mr. Epstein, because what the fuck? That was what we were talking about last week or the week before, and all of a sudden now no one's talking about it. Why are we not talking about it? Why are we just letting that thing slide? Right.
I think that there is quite a bit of, I don't want to say awakening, but there is some. I don't think 20 years ago we had this kind of aptitude or understanding collectively as a society about all the evils in the world as much. And I'd say a fair bit of that comes from just having the pleasure of using social media and being able to connect with people.
For sure.
But I think some of it is also, we didn't have Nick Shirley's back in the day. We didn't have general citizen. I mean, if you go on X right now, there's probably, in a matter of 10 minutes, you'll see probably 10 videos of random people from Minnesota going to daycares that are Somali owned and asking where the kids are or whatever. But I generally think that this is a step in the right direction. And my pushback to you is, if you were making content like Nick Shirley, or if you were a reporter, what would you do? Would you, I don't think any reporter or anybody reporting anything, which is why it's so hard to find good journalism these days, is saying the actual facts 100% of the time. most people exaggerate every single fact, including non-reporters, including just human nature from people. Anybody
Yep.
tells you a crazy story, they always add a couple things to it.
100%.
Right?
You'll never be able to remove that.
What did you
100%.
say
That's
on
just
the way here? I said, Hector, you bullshit a lot. And as we age, I realize how much you bullshit. And you came back to me and you said, Armand, but if I'm bullshitting, you're the bullshitter. You're Mr. Bullshit.
yeah, I did.
Right? And to be fair, bullshitting, it's an art.
Sure.
And people don't respect it because it's greasy. But having a gift of telling stories or telling something and having people be manipulated towards it to have a certain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I guess I want to kind of go into this. This is what the government's been doing to us to brainwash us to wanting certain products, to wanting certain choices, to picking certain governments. This has been the case for years. Nobody goes back to Trump's thing. And even if they do, or anybody else's presidential election, and they can actually say, okay, well, this person, they actually lied. I mean, we've seen that over and over again with Clinton, Bush, Obama, this guy, everybody, Carney, Trudeau. They always run on something.
Mhm.
And then when the actual
Yep.
pieces
Yep.
fall, they're not really who they're saying they are.
Mhm.
So I think if I was just putting myself in Nick Shirley's shoes, if I was trying to get a story together, or if I was trying to get people on the thing, what's bigger of a sin? The percentage of people who are Somalian and in daycares who are fraudulently taking money from the government for kids that they don't have? Or is it a bigger sin to be Nick Shirley and make an exaggeration on your video to now get eyes on what it is? I support it for this specific reason. It's not just this. It's not just Epstein. It's not just anything. It's we don't, as human beings, we actually don't know what's going on inside the government. None of us do in any of our governments, which is why the people are angsty. If we all knew what's happening in the government and it was all transparent, there'd be no wars, there'd be no arguments, there'd be nothing. We'd know exactly what's happening. If the government's for us and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, every citizen would understand that there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to fear. But as we have gone into this technological era, we've realized that there's so much the government's hiding. And I think even if we are exaggerating a story to get people more educated or to bring awareness to something like this, I think in the long run, it's better. It entices people to go do their own research, to go out there. I mean, these people are doing it for free basically and putting it up. Yes, 100%. Some of it is going to be subjective garbage that people make up stories and shit like that. But it also keeps people in some check, right? This was happening, 10 years ago, starting to happen about the Jews. How they have pedophilia rings, how, they have prostitution rings, how, this guy owns this and this guy does this and this guy invests into this and insider trading and all this shit, right? It's because of guys like this that we know Nancy Pelosi or this other fucking guy or Trump's kid is making millions of dollars, is because we look at their fucking wallets and we see, oh, buddy, fucking last minute, 12:31. 15 seconds on a Tuesday night, he knew how to short fucking crypto on an option that made him like $400 million. Like, how the fuck did you know that? You'd have to, dude, Grok couldn't tell you that. Chat GPT couldn't tell you that shit. But I think we can't, I want you and me to not focus on if people are liberals or conservatives. I want us to focus on how is this better for us in the long run as humans? Is it better for us or is it worse? Because, like, in my opinion, we had this conversation a long time ago, and I said, would you rather sacrifice your comfort in your life right now in order for your kid's life to be better, potentially, through a revolution, through what was that place? Nepal.
Yeah.
And you said,
or
no.
like Myanmar or whatever. Yeah.
Myanmar or
Yeah,
wherever.
I think we're looking at one of those countries.
Yeah. And you said, no, right now it's still not too late.
Yeah.
As I age, I realize that it is too late. It's way too late. and just based on my friends, just based on money, based on taxes, based on potential. Um, I think it is too late, and I think it's about time that we hold the government accountable, not only here, but especially in the states. Especially in the states, you'd be surprised with the options that you have as a human being in places like Russia now versus what we have here, or places like Dubai versus what we have here. Like, we don't have the same it's not as beneficial for us to live here, given if we were going to make the same amount of money over there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I was going to go live in Dubai
Sort
and
of,
make
but I think
$250,000,
it's a simplistic. It's a really interesting way of looking at a much bigger problem. Like, I think the issue with the West in general is that through the online digital age, we have access to way too much information to the point where it's so easy for that to take away from our own gratitude and joy and happiness in life. It's been shown time and time again that the less access you have to all of that, the happier you'll be with your life. Like, our situation right now, our both of our lives and our friends and our family lives in Canada are so much better than they are in other countries. And people in those countries exist, they complain, everyone complains about wanting more, doing more, whatever. But the people in life who can find a way to not want more are the ones who are most happiest at the end of the day, no matter where you are. You can have 250 million, 200,000. Doesn't matter what dollar figure you have to yourself. If you're in a position where you will always want more, you will never be satisfied. And I don't think it's bad to want to be better. I think it's great. I think if you want to improve things for yourself, for your loved ones, for your neighbor, for your country and all this, I think that's great. We should always want to be better. But if you're wanting that at the expense of your own happiness, I think that's the issue. Because that is like going against a river. You will never stop. You will always be swimming. You'll never just stay floating and stay at peace. And I think that ultimately is a deeper thing.
I think you touched on a couple of things. Just to address and to hear with this.
Sure.
The personal perspective of what you should do and what you shouldn't do morally for yourself and for the betterment of yourself and your family is a different conversation altogether. You should always blame yourself and want to achieve more. That's my perspective. I never blame the government and say, oh, it's the Jews. Like, at subsurface level. But that doesn't help me, like, get up at 4 in the morning and go to the gym. Or that doesn't help me fucking try to save money or be frugal or do the right thing. Like, none of that stuff motivates you to do the right thing. What motivates you to do the right thing is, I got to do more. I got to provide more. Whether you got to make more money, you got to work longer hours, you got to take care of your mom, your girlfriend, your wife, kids, whatever. That's the essential, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's like the way men used to think, and they should think, I think. The other aspect is like, what I wanted to say is about the whole conservative versus liberal conversation was, this is a divide. This is a general divide.
Yes.
You consider yourself a lib and you think conservatives are bad, and conservatives think you're bad. This is a very simple way of controlling people like
100%.
you,
100%.
me,
100%.
and that's what I was trying to get at. I think stories, online pushes, online anything, in person, life, society, any kind of revolt that is for the betterment of society is something we should support, given that it's going to be better. Right now, the reason we don't have the governments we want is because the people are fooled by these divisions. You know, I'll put you in an easy perspective. Religion wasn't a divide for you when you proposed to your fiance, but your people, Catholic people, that was a divide for them, which is why they killed millions of people. Same
For
with
the
the
whole world.
Muslims.
Yep. Everywhere.
Same with the Jews.
Everywhere.
So essentially, what I'm saying is we
People,
need to stop this thinking of this divide. This is how the government really controls us. It's not by the taxes, it's not by this. It's that we cannot agree with our next door neighbor. We think because they're conservative or a liberal or gay or whatever, they're my enemy now. I have no enemies. My enemy is myself. And it's
Mhm.
always been myself because it makes me divide among my mankind.
Yep.
I look at you and I say, you're not my brother. You're this because you're this.
Yep.
You're fat. You got a big ass nose, whatever the case may be.
We've used differences to alienate ourselves from our fellow man since literally the beginning of time.
Yeah.
And I think answering that question ultimately is, I don't know, if anyone ever figures that out, they'll probably have the keys to the kingdom, because that's a very simple and easy conversation to understand when it's like we're across from each other in the same table, in the same room. That's easy. You could be from any part of the world, and if we have this kind of conversation, I'll be like, yeah, this guy's just a dude. I'm a dude. He's trying to figure out his way across life, and I'm trying to do mine. He might think that, he should wake up and take a shit on his bed. That's normal. And I think that's crazy, but I don't care. Like, that's just his perspective. Fine. But having that conversation on a larger scale, that's the tricky part, right? Like trying to come together, because humans, we have a limited there's like a scientific way to explain this, but humans have a limited capacity to understand other humans, in the sense of, you can have a conversation one-on-one. You can even have a conversation like in a 10 people, 20 people, but eventually you grow that number and you start to lose people. Like, you just can't. If you go to see somebody speak and it's like 1,000 to 1, I have no idea what the guy on the other side of the room is thinking. It's just too large of a divide. Like, there's too many voices. It's too hard. And you amplify that by scales of order, like you go to like 1,000,000, 10,000,000, 100,000,000, which is the size of like the US, 200 million. Then you go larger, the continent, it's like fucking 1,000,000,000. It's like, well, Jesus, like, how do you, it's very difficult to have and relate that conversation we had one-on-one to like the 1 to 1 billion, because everybody wants to be heard and understood, which is natural. So how do you do it now on that like massive scale so that we
It's
can
only
actually
one
all,
way.
I don't know if there is a way, dog.
It's been done before.
I don't think it has.
It's been done before.
Where has it been done? Where was Utopia? Explain to me. Because you're
Not
describing
utopia.
Utopia.
Not utopia.
Yeah, so where was Utopia?
Not utopia. Mass hypnosis. Mass hypnosis. It's done before.
Mass hypnosis.
What are all these cults?
Removes-
What is
re-
religion?
Mass
What is
hypnosis removes the idea that you can think for yourself, which are that just takes that from the table. That's not the same thing.
if you present an option correctly, you don't have an option. If you present
No,
an option correctly to somebody,
I don't agree with this. You're trying to equate like
why are you not Muslim if you're in a household of Catholics?
you're trying to equate like, maybe you could use like brainwashing as the term, I guess. But like hypnosis means like you're literally under like a fucking spell. Like you can't think, right?
Okay, but hold on. I think you need to get away from the literal definition of what it means, and you need to look at what it means as a lifestyle. What is consumerism? You're hypnotized to buy certain products due to marketing, due to advantageous releases through celebrities, through any kind of fame. What is that? That's what that is. What is religion? We all believe that God is this. And
Sure.
mass hypnosis, I don't want to say it's bad. It could be great. And why I say this, I always say it's not bad to be religious or good to be atheist. It's good to be a good person. So if something shifts you to be a good person, then that's a good mass hypnosis.
But here's the other counterpoint to that, and it comes from a really famous movie from a long time ago. So what you're basically saying is like, you're propagating an idea, whatever the idea might be: consumerism, religion, belief in something, whatever. So how do you fight an idea?
Denote it.
With another idea.
Yeah.
That's it. And so that's the beauty of that, is you can always just come up with something else.
Yeah, but the more ideas,
and that's happened.
the more okay.
That's happened.
So
right?
this is a mathematical equation. And why is this a mathematical equation? For me to, like you said, for me to hypnotize or manipulate 10 people, it's much easier than 1,000, much easier than 1,000,000, much easier than 10 million, so on and so forth. There's been only a few people singularly that have been able to mass hypnotize many people. Systematically, there's been much more.
Mhm.
And it's like the old saying, you have power in numbers, right?
Mhm.
I teach you, you become a prophet, you go teach the next
Mhm.
person,
Mhm.
you follow 10 people, right? So it's like having a kid or 10 kids, and they all have kids. In 2 generations, you see, just by marrying your wife and having 5 kids, you made 50 kids.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing. The only people that have really made a difference single-handedly have been like guys like Che Guevara, Vladimir Lenin, Hitler. I mean, these guys have singularly put in Marx,
No,
Karl Marx.
anyone, sure, but the issue is that like there's a limit to that.
The
right?
limit we
You
haven't seen yet when it comes systematic. When we have like the UK, when we have
we can take it even bigger, like because then
the US,
like no, like go backwards in time even. You got the Mongol Empire stretched from China all the way to fucking almost Iraq, really.
Yeah.
Like it went that far. That was like the biggest. You look at the Romans, for example, another huge one, the Persian Empire.
Mm.
All these ideas, because it was an idea that was propagated by force, right? It was, this is our line of thinking. You can either believe this right now or you'll die because we're trying to expand. And we don't have time to waste trying to convince you and reason with you about why this idea is better. This is our way. Take it or die.
What's the difference between that and now in the States?
Well, the difference between that and now is I don't think we will ever, I don't think humanity, unless we reach some like crazy, like AI, like just something that I can't conceptualize right now. But in the current way that we are right now, we will never reach that level of kingdom and empires and things because the information comes too fast. Back in those days, bro, we're talking about the average citizen or person or peasant, whatever, their information came from the person in the household or the person in the next household. There was not even mail back then. Like there was no way, like information traveled so slowly that it was a lot easier for an idea to spread because for another idea to come in, it would take too long for it to take over. Now it's immediate. I can pull up my phone and call you on your bullshit, or you can call me on my bullshit and be like, oh no, well that idea is crap.
Which is why the divide is so important.
But that's what I'm saying is like now you will never get to the point where an idea can grow. It's too unstable. If it keeps growing, eventually it'll break or it'll pop because some other idea will come up, and then people will eventually start being like, wait, hold on, like that's I don't believe this anymore. Or I don't want to believe it anymore. Back then there was no option. Like your information came to you like fucking once a month, once a year, even, right? So I just don't think in the current humanity we're gonna get to that point. Maybe in the future, like I said, with AI or some crazy fucking next level technology we haven't even thought about yet. Yeah, maybe.
Do you notice how mass hypnosis was easier back then?
That's what what I'm trying to get across is that it was way easier to become that because of this limitations technology. It actually helped humanity expand ideas because it was simpler back then.
Now there's a second denominator now, which we touched back on before, was the divide, and essentially that's our limiting factor with the information, because now we have all this information, we don't know what is correct. They're spamming us with so much information. But the modern version, do you know what the modern version of what you just said about Mongolia? If you don't believe in our
sure. So then
what is the modern version of that in the US?
I don't know. General Western way of thinking, like you said, consumerism.
No,
I don't know. What?
Well, think about what you said. What did you say?
No, just tell me.
No, just tell me.
No, you just tell me.
You just tell me.
You're asking me. I'm telling you.
I want you to think this through.
I want you to just tell me. Just tell me.
You said, what did you say? You said Mongolia, they used to come up to you and not let you wait.
Yes.
And they used to say, you're either with Mongolia or you're going to die.
Yeah.
Right? Well, now we have that time. Why? Because it's systematic. Social media is systematic. All of these things are controlled. Even the opposition is it's controlled opposition. It's all controlled. So now we have time, right? We have time. We could wait a generation, right? Because it's much, the government has more control than you think. Even if it's passive control, it's more control than what we think.
Mm-hmm.
If you think we can just revolt against the government, it's not the same. They have time. They have patience. What is anti-Semitism? Anti-Semitism is, back in the day, it used to be, you have freedom of speech. You can post whatever you want. yeah, there's going to be consequences with it. Whereas people might not want to do business with you. You might not want to be on the label of anything. You might not want to be on a brand. But what is it now? You get banned. We just got our first guy in Canada who got not life, but years in prison for anti-Semitism. What is that? That's the modern version of saying, if you're not with the Mongolians, you're dead. But we got time. We'll drag it.
Yeah, maybe.
And drag it.
I feel like there's ways around that though, which is the thing. Like we live in such like a soft world now, not in a bad way, but like a secure world that we forget just how brutal punishment used to be.
100 years ago,
like
was fucking brutal.
punishment used to be really bad, like literally death, and we just don't even consider that as an option anymore. Like right now, you could on the internet get a fucking air gapped laptop, create something on the dark web. Like you could do some really crazy shit.
Yeah,
there's ways around what you're saying. I'm taking it to the extreme, but you could come up with that. That's where some of these like when YouTube was censoring a lot of people, they said, okay, well we're just going to create another YouTube, and then they did, and then now you can find that information. You can what's it called, the one that these the Tate brothers went on.
It's like saying this is the problem with that, the funding.
No, I know,
but funding.
But what I'm saying is like it's there. Like you can still do it. Like you're not
going to get the same eyes.
That's fine, but the average guy can at least do it. Back then, it's like you didn't even have the voice.
You have more rights.
You didn't have the opportunity.
You have more rights.
We're talking like you would be chased out of town, or you would just be hung.
You have more rights,
right? Like it's the consequence. That's what I was looking for. The consequences were so much more severe back in the day. It was insane. It was truly insane.
Yeah.
And we just don't recognize that anymore. We're like, we cry about like being silenced, or like, I don't know, getting a fine or this other shit. It's like, well, at least you're alive, dog. You didn't used to be that way.
This is my pushback. If people didn't do that, you wouldn't be here to say that. It took the people,
of course,
to push back the government so much that we have a soft. This is because of the good men that sacrificed and did the revolts and got killed in order for us to come and say this. I don't think me and you are worthy to sit here and talk about how we should be grateful for what we have when all these people died for what they didn't have so we can have it. I don't think that's fair to them.
Of course it is, because that actually recognizes exactly what they did for us.
I think we should recognize them as heroes for society. But I think there's still quite a bit of pushback. Look, the peasants got stronger, but the king got way stronger.
Way more.
Right?
Yeah.
We think like, oh, back then, the king could slash you with a sword, kill you with an arrow. A poor-ass country like North Korea, if they find out you're escaping, they'll kill your whole family line.
Yep.
And that's a shit country.
Mm-hmm.
What about the UK? What about the States? Have you seen how many imprisonments they had in the UK about social media fucking posts?
Not really that many, actually.
12,000 fucking...
No,
bro, look it up right now.
Yeah, I know. We looked it up, and I remember that was debunked. It wasn't.
Hold it up. No,
it wasn't. Because you're talking...
No,
I'm gonna call you to your word. So you just said 12,000 imprisonments. That means in jail.
Yeah, I think so.
That means some kind of jail.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you want me to phrase this? How many imprisonments there have been in the UK for social media violations? Is that okay?
We might have to change it.
Okay, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. Search that up first, but we might have to change the wording.
It'll prompt me. Imprisonments in the UK for social media violations. Put down UL by accident. Okay, UK. Okay, let's see. In 2020, do you want a year or just in general?
No, just pass.
I'll just leave it open?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we might have to check different sources because it might be an update issue with Grok or whatever. Because you might search a couple things on the same
platform. It was thinking.
I think it's 12,000.
Okay, here we go. So arrests
is what.
There you go. So that's the difference. Because imprisonment means you literally got charged and went to jail.
Yeah.
So that's much more severe. So arrests is 12,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Charges, 300.
Still a lot.
And
look at charges across the world.
Well, we're not talking about that.
No, I understand.
Because
What
it
I'm
gets
saying
worse.
is,
Because, bro, you go to Thailand, you speak against the king, you're dead.
no,
Like, are you kidding me?
there's less chances of that.
Not at all.
There is.
Not at all, dog. Homie,
Go look.
homeboy,
Go look. What's the most arrests?
what's the Vitali, fucking jail in the Philippines for doing that bullshit
That
in the
guy
street.
is a fag.
If he
You
did that,
can't-
if he did that anywhere else, he'd be fine.
no, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
If you go to any Middle Eastern country, you do what he
I'm
did.
talking like
they
Western.
would chop his fucking.
I'm talking Western.
Philippines,
right?
not Western.
More Western than the fucking set. Bro, they're a Catholic country.
I would not say Philippines is more Western.
They have US. You have US bases on the fucking
country. It's a third world country.
But that's not the point. I'm talking like they're thinking. Are they like Western? Are they
that's
Eastern?
Such a
Are they-
subjective thing.
No,
to say.
of course it's not. You know this. Come on, man. Don't do that just because we're
So
like something you disagree with. Come
North
on.
Korea Eastern?
Of course.
Is China Eastern?
Yes.
Is South Korea Western then?
They're more West in their thinking for sure.
I
Because you got to look at like what do these countries, what do they embody? Like what are they, consumerism or are they not? Are they independent thinkers
So what's
or are they
Dubai?
not? Dubai is an interesting one because a
Dubai
lot of
is
people
100% Western by your definition.
Yeah, but it's not 100% definition.
Why? You can go get escorts for free.
If you're rich, but if you're poor, get fucked.
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
Are you kidding me? The people that live in the fucking slums that are right outside the main city? Are you joking me? How is that Western? They don't even have fucking sewage.
They get more
Come on.
money than we think they do.
Not the people in the shits. Yeah, the people that are living in the great. Yeah, if you have the opportunity to live a great life, and okay, sure.
A caretaker in Canada has more cost of living than a caretaker in Dubai, and caretaker in Dubai makes more money.
Makes more money.
Makes way more money.
Okay.
More money and
Okay.
lower cost of living.
So
even if you look at Dubai real estate, it's actually cheaper than our real estate. Which is why some guy like you or me, when we're like 40, there's a lot of guys over there that are like 40 years old. Some online fucking store he did or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
He's not making what you think he's making. But to have a condo in Dubai and buy a 20-year-old Lambo that's $100,000 makes you look rich. It's not. I don't think people are as rich as we think.
no,
There's a
no.
collective group.
I don't think so either.
There's a collective
think so.
group that are, don't get me wrong, but Dubai was not even a city 35 years ago, 40 years ago.
100%.
It was dooms.
Yep.
And I got one cousin there, and she's a nurse.
Mm.
And, she's telling me how many, because they have their own money, right? The conversion rate. And, I'm converting it to CAD. And she makes like $130, $140 an hour CAD. She would not make that nearly enough. Even if she was a nurse practitioner, had her own clinic, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But even then, like, no fucking way. And the other thing I was going to say is about it's common knowledge in third world countries what you can say and what you can't say, which is why
Yes.
there's not that many arrests. There's not as much arrests for people going through. Like even in Iran, we just had another revolt a few days ago.
Yeah.
The arrests and the aren't as high as somewhere like the UK. Like you're not getting 12,000 arrests in Iran.
Well, they don't have 12,000 people speaking out against or doing whatever. Like you just to make your point. You just said they know what to say and what not to say. So
what to say, what not to say.
So you don't have 12,000 people because you don't have 12,000 people saying random bullshit. You have.
You should check your facts about the revolts in Iran right now.
No,
I would say
I'm just
people coming out with fucking.
I'm
knives.
using your words.
Yeah.
Right as you said them. You're like the people in third world countries.
Yeah.
Know what they can and what they can't say. People in first world countries don't have that idea in their head because they feel they can say whatever the fuck they want, free speech and all that stuff. So just they say whatever. You take that same group of people and you just transport them into these third world countries, you're gonna have way more than 12,000 arrests. That's the point because these people are acting way different because of where they're from. People in third world countries know when to speak out and when not to, so they don't need to just say this random shit. They know what they can't say.
What would you say happened in Nepal? What was that? It was a third world country.
Yeah.
People revolting against their government.
Yeah. That's not speaking. It's taking action. Sure. Like same thing happened in.
So people do revolt in third world countries.
Yeah.
They're actually more likely to revolt.
Correct.
Because they have less to lose.
Well, because situations get so fucked up that they have to.
We are so comfortable here.
Because we have a much better situation, of course. Yeah. We've already established that.
Which is why having a government have a change like that, where they take your democracy away, where they take your speech away,
Yep.
is much more detrimental, and it's much more dangerous when you see that. Yeah, it's all good when we're over here talking about how bad it is in Algeria. Yeah, fantastic. But the real issue is if that's happening there, all these countries fall in line. There's even steps that we've taken here and across the world. And I don't even want to get too into it, but all of these passports for COVID, these are all going to be identifier markers when we have digital IDs, so on and so forth. But we're seeing what's happening in the UK. And the reason it's alarming to me personally is because if that's happening in the UK, where UK used to be, when I was immigrating to Canada, UK was one of 5 choices.
Mm-hmm.
The UK, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the places where everybody, before immigration was like, all these bodgies are coming through with fucking fake passports and fake student acceptance letters. Those were the places to go. So if you're seeing 1 out of the 4 distinct freedoms get taken away, you're like, well, fuck. Aren't we like an extension of the UK? It's going to come close to us, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got any last words?
We see it differently, but I respect what you're saying.
I respect you, man. After all, you're just
another gabagool in this deli meat slicer.
That's what I think, man. I honestly think we're just fucking,
just another slice in the deli.
We can't have infighting. We cannot have infighting. Forgive yourself for not knowing earlier what only time could teach.
I got another one for you. And it's an old one.
Yeah.
You've already achieved the things you said would make you happy.
Yeah, we've said this many times. It's a good one.
It's a good reminder every once in a while.
Suddenly, that man who leaves early comes home late and exhausted. He's no longer your father, but it's you.
Oh, shit. That's a good one. That's a nice one.
I got another one. Loyalty like that isn't taught. This isn't bought. It's rare. Carved out of hardship, shared scars, and moments where trust was only thing standing between you and collapse. You don't salute your father for what he says. You salute him for what he does. When no one is watching, when there's nothing to gain, when your world is falling apart.
Damn.
Got another one.
You're all about the quotes today.
Because I slacked a couple times. It's like, I see these motherfuckers all day, every day. 2 ways to see, 1 way to live.
I like that.
I think I made that one up. I sent it to you.
Yeah, probably. I could see you saying that.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
Last question. When do you feel like life is not a simulation and you feel the most alive?
When do I feel most alive?
When is it most real?
Definitely not in the mornings. I always feel like I'm half in, half out in the mornings. You ever get that when you wake up and you're like, whoa, dude, is this still a dream or is this real? I don't know, man. That's a really good question. Probably when I'm doing something that I really love.
Interesting.
Or on the flip, something that's making me feel fucking super upset or mad or so. Because I'm like, if it's a simulation, would I be really feeling this like fucking strongly towards it? I think the stronger that I feel towards it is when I feel like it's less of a simulation.
I think you're on the right track there.
Yeah.
I feel the most alive when I have the most struggle.
Yeah, there you go. See? Because you're like,
then I realize,
you wouldn't be doing this.
I realize if I got to be a slave,
yeah,
something's real. All right, we're out. Peace.
Peace.
That was a long one.
That was a long